Okay, welcome back. And as I said, moving over now to Kogi State, and our guest this time is the Commissioner for Information and Communication, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo. A fine morning to you, Mr. Fanwo. Thank you for making time for us.
Thank you very much for having me. And I want to also commend you for all you are doing. Good morning to viewers of this program around the world.
You're very kind, sir. Thank you very much. I can see you're wearing a cap, and well, that sort of leads us straight into it. The cap you are wearing, the cap you're wearing has a particular name on it, and that is the candidate of the APC in the upcoming election in November, right? And this must be very important. That's why you put that cap on. Naturally, that's going to be the person you're supporting. Tell me about the candidate of the APC in the upcoming election.
Thank you very much. We are already in the inauguration mood, as the inauguration of the State Campaign Council for the APC will be done in the next 2 hours here at the Government House in Lokoja. So we are ready for the campaign. The candidate is someone who understands the terrain, who understands the system, who has been a part of the system for the past 7 years, and definitely know how to consolidate and continue the good policies and legacies of the present administration under the leadership of His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello. He's bringing on board, a lot of experience, a lot of expertise, and a lot of commitment to moving the state forward. And his policy is not going to be a marked difference from what we have experienced under the present administration. He's just going to consolidate on it because we have identified the areas where you develop these areas, the state will be developed. Areas such as education, healthcare, security, industrialization, women and youth inclusion, and civil service reforms. So he's still going to anchor the administration on some of these things that have really advanced the cause of the state in the past 7.5 years.
While we're at it, we might as well look at since you said there's going to be a continuation. There will be continuity. That is very, very much in focus. So should the electorate indeed go the way of your wishes and bring in, the next governor from your party, there will be a continuity. Now, perhaps that gives us the reason to look at something of a scorecard of what's going on. Let me take very, very importantly the whole matter of salary payments. Salary payments in your state. Has that been on time, and has that been to the satisfaction of the workers? How do you see it?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It has been one of the recurring issues that have been promoted, to a very large extent by the opposition of the present administration. It started from when we had what we call the staff verification exercise, and during that time, we decided to lock the tap while we mend the broken pipes. It is not wise for you to switch on your tap while you are mending the broken pipes in your bathroom. So we were able to lock it for a few months, and as soon as we were done with the verification exercise that saved the state billions of naira, we switched it on again, and we ensure that all the arrears were paid. At the state level, we are not owing a dime to any of the civil servants. I can challenge the media houses to come to Kogi State and meet with civil servants to ask them questions. Then at the local government level, which has been what we have been talking about for a very long period of time, it is unfortunate that we are where we are today. And I watched on this channel how the spokesman of the SDP governorship candidate came on here to talk about local government salaries and percentage payment. He was chairman of Olama Borough for 3 years, and throughout the 3 years, he could not pay 100%. So it's mark of hypocrisy and unnecessary criticism for anybody to now try to condemn what the state government is doing. I'm going to come up with some statistics here. There is a neighboring state to us here, which starts with O. I won't mention their name because of the need for data privacy, but I can give it to you behind the scene for you to verify. That state has a population of 5.3 million people. The primary schools they have is they have 3,125 primary schools, and they have 6,984 staff in those primary schools. In Kogi State, where we are 4.4 million people, we have 2,759 primary schools, and our primary school staff, you won't believe it, we are talking about over 15,000 here, you know, and the people that have 3,125 schools have only 6,984 staff. So you can now put it together and see that the problem that we are facing was the issue of so many people being employed into the payroll of the government without adequate preparation to be able to pay them, and they are even not having specific roles to play. In some local government areas in our state here, you have about 3-4 functional vehicles because of the issue of monetization. So government offices don't keep many official vehicles anymore. But you have 3-4 functional vehicles, and you'll be talking about over 23 drivers. So these were the things done by the previous administration, and that was the reason the issue of percentage payment started with the previous administrations. What the percentage that are even being paid now is quite higher than what were being paid during the previous administration. And I will give it to you that what we are paying in Kogi State is far higher than what other states are paying. For instance, when you come to the state salary scale, there is one of the KKK states in the north. I will not mention the name of the state, but I will give you this data so that you will look at it. The difference between, level 15, grade level 15 in Kogi State takes about 141,160 naira. And the same level in that one of the KKK states take 82,705. You can see the difference that is close to 60,000 difference. So what we are paying is quite high. And it shows that Kogi State is one of the highest paying states in the Federation today.
Indeed. Well, as you said, the opposition, the way they have put it out, and you sort of addressed that's coming from the opposition, and that a detached look at the figures would also would show a different kind of a picture. Okay, the other thing that is also an issue that I would like you to speak on is this whole matter about local government tenures. You know, that also I think is another thing that the opposition is talking about, and where they say that, look, give us a chance and we'll do a lot better. Well, that's partly the job of opposition, to not see very much that is good in you know, but in those that they want to take over from. But they have said that a much better job could have been done. Speak to that, if you will, please.
Thank you very much. The issue is that when you are in the opposition, you are expected to have a lot of understanding of the workings of government. That is very much important. I think the opposition should go into a lot of research, have a lot of information, instead of all these spurious fallacy that are being put out there by the opposition parties. I watched on the TV station, not TVC, where the candidate of the ADC was talking about the fact that a level 15 officer in the state is taking about 15,000 or thereabout. I don't even know how much he called it, because he has not done a research, and therefore he has gone out there to disgrace truth, facts, and logic, and that is quite unfortunate. And you know, anytime he goes out to talk, you know, people understand that this is not the kind of person they can entrust the state in his hands. So when you talk about the tenure of local government administration, we had our the last local government election by this administration, when many other states were not even conducting local government elections. The governor conducted the local government election, and he did not tamper with the tenure of the local government administration. While others are talking about autonomy, autonomy has come to stay in Nigeria since the beginning of this administration. So we do not have any problem with that. And the tenure of the present administration is going to end by December this year. At that time, they will leave, and then preparations for another election will start in earnest, most especially by the next administration. So by and large, they need a lot of information. You know, if you go out at, you know, the tenure of the local government administration, it means that they did not even take note of happenings in their state to know that the tenure of the present administration has not expired. So it is unfortunate. So I want the media to put them on the spot. Let them come out with data. I just told you what a level 15 officer in the state civil service in Kogi State earns, and what the same, you know, the civil servants on the same level in another state in the north, one of the KKK states, the difference is about 60,000 naira. Nobody is talking about this, and nobody is commending the administration of Alhaji Yahaya Bello about it. When we even came into office, let me shock you, we met about 3 months salary arrears. They are not talking about that. We have been able to clear that, and today nobody is talking about being old. And the civil servants are comfortable. You know, when you are winning elections, it should tell the people something. The people are happy with it, with this administration. The civil servants, the people on the street, the market women, they are very happy with this administration. And when you look at the way the administration has...
1 second, please. I beg your pardon. There's a Mr. Jibril who has called in from Abuja who would like to join the conversation. Good morning to you, Mr. Jibril.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I want to react to some of the things your guest is saying on that program.
Okay. Go ahead.
I am from Kogi State. From Kogi State.
From Borno State.
I'm a retired director of a federal government agency.
You are from Kogi State?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a retired director for a federal government agency.
All right. And
I want to say here with all sense of responsibility and with due respect that commissioner is telling you a lie.
Could you be specific? What fact would you contest?
The fact of salaries.
Okay. Okay.
Salaries in Kogi. Let him show you a slip of a serving staff.
Hello, please continue.
Let show you a pay slip of a serving staff.
You are saying that the Honorable Commissioner cannot prove that anybody has actually received salaries along the line that he has described.
That is saying. On paper, you have those salaries stated like as you said, but they are not receiving that amount.
Okay, is that the main thing, or did you want to also comment on anything else? It's just that.
Number one. Number two, go to local itself that he's talking about. If the road from Canada, from the town to Canada, you can pass it.
Okay. Well, all right. I want to thank you very much, Mr. Jibril, for coming in at that time, because this gives us a chance to, well, this is what a viewer, you heard him yourself. This is what a viewer has said.
Yes, thank you. We are quite familiar with, you know, people having divergent opinion and view about what we say. That doesn't get us angry because we know we are on the path of truth. The data I'm referring to, they are here. They are statistics that you know, are facts. He needs to bring out his own statistics before he can disprove the one that we have put on the table. And again, when he is talking about salaries, I've just told you what we are paying. Level 13 takes 93,000 in Kogi State. We pay 100% to state civil servants that under are employed. And then in the state I'm talking about, they take 55,000. These are statistical facts, which I'm going to send to you and then challenge you to investigate and, you know, unravel the veracity of the claims that I'm in here. And, you know, not only that, when we are talking about infrastructure, you see, you have different kinds of people. I can almost tell you where the person who called in is coming from. I can almost tell you, because there are some people there who have been brainwashed to believe in ethnocentrism. And those set of people will condemn whatever you do. Now he's talking to you about the road from Ganaja, which of course is the federal road, which of course the state government is intervening. And he's not talking to you about the township's roads in Lokoja. Okay. Just last week, we were able to fix all the roads in phase 2, within the phase 2 estate. And most of the roads in the township of Lokoja have been fixed. He's not going to talk about all of this. He's going to talk about just that only one that is a federal government rule that has not been fixed.
Okay, I understand that. One moment, sir. One moment, sir. Whereas there might be more you want to add, but let me just bring on Mr. Joshua, who has called in from Irewolide. Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. And I greet your guest.
Yes.
I think for me, when government officials come to give their scorecard, it's good enough. I just want us to understand that we are in the age of information technology, and the people should be able to speak up for themselves if they have been served by their government. I think the people are responsible for giving the scorecard, as it were, or rewarding service which has been delivered to them. So I would not fault whatever he's saying, whether it's true or not. But when they go for the election, they should be aware that they will be rewarded according to their work. I want to tie it to what the previous guest has spoken about the Southeast. That touches my heart, Uncle Yori. Nigeria is currently suffering from the problem of ethnicity and religion, and it's unfortunate, and it's affecting that region very much. If you're still listening, the Southeast needs to address a particular issue in that Southeast that is causing lack of development in the Southeast. I've asked myself, why would the Southeast not develop if they have governors that are from the Southeast? So the point is we the people should start talking from the point of taking responsibility for the services that politicians are delivering to us, so that there will be balance of opinion, balance of information.
Indeed.
And we can say exactly what is going on. And then that can foster the unity of the nation. If politicians are delivering service and we are receiving it, things will be better.
Indeed.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joshua, for calling in. And I can see how you linked that because, you know, Honorable Fanwo, you also spoke about, well, ethnocentric kind of politics being also in the air. That was the charge that you laid when that gentleman called in from Abuja, saying that he wanted to contest your figures. But as this is a scorecard, and you spoke about the fact that there will be continuity, some of the policies, and these are policies that, you know, you're ready to defend, and you're standing by your statements that you have made. Now, talking about continuity, the APC candidate is Usman Ododo, and you were saying that this morning you're heading after this towards the inauguration of an event concerned with a transition or a campaign. Could you speak to me a bit about that, please?
Yes, today we are going to be, you know, before I go into that,
okay.
Let me address at least one part of the caller. One part of the issues he raised had to do with the state and had to do with presenting scorecards. It is our responsibility to present our scorecards. If we don't present it, nobody is going to present it for us. Also, it is also the responsibility of the citizens to put us on our toes. We're a very responsive and responsible government that has always hearkened to the voice of the people. And that is why most of our projects are anchored on the needs of the people. We go around before we draw up our budget. So it is always people-centered budget that we build in the state. And that's why most of our projects are highly welcomed by the people. So when they talk about reward in the election, yes, we went to the 2019 election. We were rewarded by very grateful Kogi people. We went into the governorship election in the same 2019. We were remembered with we were rewarded with a landslide victory by the grateful people of Kogi State. And also in February and March, they rewarded us again with massive victory. And again in November 2023, November 11 to be specific, we are very confident that our candidate will emerge as the next governor of Kogi State. So
now, before you even leave, before you leave in, sorry, sir, before you leave that theme, you haven't even spoken about healthcare yet. Yes, you've spoken extensively about education. Well, extensively, you know what I mean. But you know, healthcare, for instance.
That the President Amsunya has devoted a lot of attention to, especially the issue of primary health care. That's the closest to the people. So we've developed our primary healthcare system in such a way that an average Kogite will benefit immensely from that. We have also factored into consideration the fact that there are people who are poor who might not be able to afford that, and that led to what we call Bello Care and the health insurance scheme. We're one of the first few states to implement our health insurance scheme so that we can give opportunities to the poor to be able to access Medicare almost free of charge. And that is working very well for us, as people who don't even have money in their pockets can go to health centers and access Medicare. Not only that, we have also developed the secondary healthcare system in the state, as well as the tertiary healthcare system in the state. You have a lot of GYB model health facilities across the state, and you are aware of the reference hospital in Okene, the specialist hospital in Isonlu, the one in Kaba, the one in Gegu, and all of that. Some of these hospitals are brand new hospitals, especially the ones in Okene, Gegu, Egjonyi, Isonlu, and all of that. And the reference hospital in Okene is one of the best in the country today because we have a lot of equipment that are debuting for the first time in Africa in that hospital. And we have a lot of people coming from far and near to come and access Medicare from the place. A lot of them even fly into Abuja and come to Kogi State to be able to access this Medicare. The last time I was there, it was a big help of activities as so many people were there to be able to access Medicare. In that same hospital, we are producing an oxygen. We don't buy oxygen. And we're also supplying to about 7 neighboring states. So that is quite a lot. So the governor has done so much in improving healthcare in the state. And that's why the people are very grateful.
Indeed.
When you see some of the critics, some of them are not even aware. That's why the fact that every day we come out to put this in the public sphere, especially some of these hospitals. Let me give you an example. We have a hyperbaric chamber machine at reference hospital. The only place you can have this is in Europe, and you have Nigerians going there to queue up to be able to use this machine. And now you have it in Kogi State. So we do a lot of publicity to enlighten the people that we have turned Kogi healthcare to what you can access in Europe. And you know, many people will be aware, but because of their bias and because of the fact that they have not been completely healed of their ethnocentric politics, then they will still come out to say, oh, he has not done anything. Even if he has done it in their backyard, he has done the road that passes through their backyard, they will still say, oh, this road, he has not done anything. So we understand this perfectly.
You know,
but the people at the grassroots who use these facilities always come out to support us.
You know, Commissioner, this reminds me, sorry, Commissioner, this reminds me that during the whole COVID brouhaha, I don't know what else to call it, you sort of, your state became famous by, you know, actually asserting that whatever is going on, we know ourselves and we know that there is not this whole brouhaha there. I don't know how you feel nowadays. Do you feel that you've been vindicated?
So vindicated. We've been so vindicated. It was after the COVID that we had the reference hospital in Okene, that we had the one in Egbayi, that we had the one in Gegu, that we had the one in Isolu, that we remodeled the specialist hospital in Lokoja, that we remodeled the zonal hospital in Ida, and most of these said facilities are serving our people. So instead of concentrating on hyping and popularizing COVID, we were busy strengthening our healthcare system, and that was the argument of the governor. The governor did not say that there was nothing like that, be it in form of a flu or anything, but what he was saying is that it is being over-dramatized. And instead of concentrating on that, he would rather concentrate on strengthening the healthcare system in his state. And that's what he did. And that's what he did. And why some economies were locked down and they were suffering from recession, immediately after COVID, billions of naira were released to construct the first flyover in Lokoja. So you could see that, you know, it was a blessing to us. We refused to be locked down. We refused to jump into the straitjacket manipulation of the health economists who wanted to turn it to a commercial venture. We refused to accept that. And today, Kogi is better off for that.
Okay, Honorable. Well, we have just a few moments left. There must be a lot of you having, the whole searchlight on Kogi over there. There must be cracks that I didn't touch on. What are those things in the couple of minutes that we have left that you feel should be known in terms of one, moving towards the November election and the matters arising in Kogi politics?
Yeah, let me say this. We have all sort of opposition parties right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have some of them, coming with very spurious lies and, things that are untrue, and I just want to urge the media to put them on the spot. When people come to, when the candidate of the ADC, either Leke Abejide, came out to say level 15 officer is taking, is it 6,000 or 7,000? And saying it, when you tell lies with so much arrogance, then, one will worry. And that's why you see the people of the state are a lot worried that they can't entrust the state in the hands of people who do not even understand the state. They don't even understand the figures. They don't understand the state. They don't understand governance. All they were doing was to look for a few students in some secondary schools and pay for their WAEC fees and then brandish that as the reason why they should be in the House of Representatives. And they don't even know their parties too. Today, they will be fraternizing with some APC bigwigs. Tomorrow, they will come home and start scandalizing the same APC. So you can see a whole lot of confusion around the so-called opposition. We expected a very strong opposition. We were not expecting opposition that does not even know how to process data, does not even know how the state is being managed. We were not expecting such opposition. We are not expecting an opposition that is secondary school, an opponent that the secondary school certificate is even in contention. They are saying he did not finish from the school. The school said he did not finish. The school will come out tomorrow and say they are checking their records. If we are battling with whether the person has finished secondary school or not in this 21st century, Kogi State, these people.
I have just I have just a couple of minutes.
Kogites will understand what they need. And when you look at the PDP that is supposed to offer that credible opposition, because these other people, they are not even in the race. ADC is not in the race.
Now
SDP is not in the race.
Commissioner,
but the PDP that is supposed to be in the race, all their big wigs have left the desolate house. When you see a house burning, you will leave the house.
All right, Commissioner, I was trying to slip in when you've used up the time. Thank you very much. I was going to ask about security and the judgment that Abejide cannot be arrested. Maybe just spend a few moments there, but you've used up all the time. Is there anything you can say in 15, 20 seconds?
Okay, about security, this is a very secure state, and even the election is not going to encourage a compromise on the security architecture of the state. We will go after criminals. We will not spare anybody, whether you are in APC or PDP or ADC or anywhere. We'll go after the person.
We've got to leave it there. I beg your pardon, Honorable Commissioner. We've got to leave it there.
Because, nobody was chasing him. I think he's the one chasing himself because he knows he has lost. He's not in contention. He's not, as far as the election is concerned, he's a non-entity. He's not an entity we're concerned about.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley Fanwo, Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication in Kogi State. Thank you very much for making yourself, available for the program.